Hi guys, welcome back to How It Makes It Up. I'm sorry for the big gap between videos with last week. Things were just really busy and I was doing lots of jobs all over the place, so it just wasn't possible to get a video up. Now Lauren Bacall was a really big actress. Her heyday was kind of the 40s and 50s, so I'm going to start with a matte primer, and this is the Estee Lauder Matte Perfecting Primer. And I'm just going to apply that to my face instead of moisturiser, just to give a little bit of extra staying power and a bit of slip. For base, I'm going to use L'Oreal Infallible makeup, and for this I find this is a really good one because it's supposedly 16-hour wear, but just generally it has quite a good coverage, it's buildable, and it's got that quite nice kind of sort of 40s, 50s, quite satin finish. Like I said, it's sort of in between a matte and satin finish, I would say, but I like the coverage of this. So I'm taking a MAC stipple brush and I'm just going to start applying that to my skin. And I'm just going to use this to even out my skin tone. And I want it to look quite flawless today. I think when I think of sort of 40s and 50s skin, forget your tinted moisturiser, it's all really about sort of good coverage. And I'm going to take a little bit over my eyes as well, just a little bit. So I'm going to be working with a mix of MAC eyeshadows, and they're all matte eyeshadows as well. So the first one I'm going to be using, hopefully it's not rubbed off, is Brule, which is kind of like a nice sort of like vanilla bone colour, and I'm just going to take that with a NARS 13 brush. I'm just going to sweep that over the lid, all over the eyelid. So for a Lauren Bacall brow, it's going to be a little bit soft and a little bit full. So it's not quite an Elizabeth Taylor brow, but it was kind of past the sort of 30s and 40s, sort of skinny thin brow. So I'm going to use this palette by Suqqu, which is the Balancing Eyebrow, and this is in 01 palette. And I'm going to take this colour, the darkest brown, and I'm going to use the brush that comes with it. Actually, I've been quite liking the little angle brush that does come with it. So I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to sweep that over the shape my brow already has, but going to give it a little bit more of a sort of 40s, 50s art, and I'm just doing that really softly, but I want the size and the shape with this, so I'm keeping it very soft, and I'm centering the heaviest amount of product on the bottom line and in the middle of the brow. Now obviously Lauren Bacall is a bit blonder than I am, I've got brown hair, so just adapt the colours you use to suit your natural colouring. Next I'm going to take a little bit of this colour, which is kind of like I would describe it almost like a mauvey grey, and this is called Quarry, which is also a MAC matte eyeshadow. And for that I'm going to take a Zoeva Luxe Soft Definer brush, and I'm just going to dab that in there, and I'm going to take that through the crease of my eye. So I'm just going to literally lean it into the crease and just pop that into there. And this is such a nice contour colour if you want something that's not really got any kind of brown in it. It is much more like a natural shadow colour, and I'm just feathering that really softly through my eye. Next you want to take a pencil brush. This is the Luxe Pencil by Zoeva. Take that same colour and you're going to pop that underneath the lash line, on the bottom lash line as well. And you're just going to take that about halfway, but join it up to the kind of shadow you made above. Next I'm going to take the Cream Brush on Liner by Clinique, and this is in True Black, and I am going to take a Wing Liner brush by Zoeva, and I'm going to do a small flick on my eye. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to start it from halfway and see, I think with Lauren Bacall it wasn't that kind of 60s full-on flick yet, it still had a bit of flick, but it was more the definition and the shape. So I'm just going to lean it on the outer part of my eye. And I'm just going to let that join, so it's quite elongating this makeup as well. And then just fill it in. And then just use what's left on the brush as well into that tight line of the upper waterline, just so there's no skin showing. And whenever you're doing eyeliner, one of the best tips to do is just kind of stand back a little bit, or close your eyes for 10 seconds and then re-look at it, and it's almost easier to see it when you've got fresh eyes looking at it. So next I'm going to take a little bit of the Clinique bottom lashes and apply that to my bottom lashes. So I'm just going to, a little bit of definition. When I looked at pictures of Lauren Bacall, she did have mascara on the bottom. I mean, mostly with the kind of 40s and 50s eye, it was very kind of top heavy on the eyes, but there was still a little bit of shadow and shading, I would say. Next thing I'm going to do is add some falsies. Now I think you could go 3 different ways with this. You can either just add a couple of individuals on the corner if you want to, do like a half set of lashes on the outer corner, or a full strip. Now I can decide, and I think for this I'm feeling a full strip at the minute, so I am going to use a pair. I can't remember the brand of these, but they're very similar to Ardell Demi Wispies, so I'm just going to take those and pop some duo glue on the back. And I'm going to apply these with my Shure Mirror Lash tool, which I've been really enjoying using at the minute. So I've got to bring in the smaller mirror now just so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to try and do this so you guys can see as I do it. But I'm just going to place the lash. I'm going to wait for it to go a bit tacky, as near to my lash. I'm just going to let them dry a little bit first. That's always the best thing to do with eyelashes, just to let them dry. And I'm going to pull them down at the outer corner, and then using this part I'm going to stick them down at the inside. Once you've got the lashes in place, just take your Shure Mirror Lash tool, and then I just like to squeeze the falsies and my real lashes together, and that gives it a really good kind of tight finish so that you know the lashes are on nice and tight. Take a bit of MAC Black Gigalash, and I'm just going to blend that through with my real lashes and the falsies. Just always makes them look a little bit more natural as well when you add mascara, and it just helps blend them in that little bit more as well. Next I want to do a bit of cover up. So first of all, I've got this lovely hair tongue burn which I need to get rid of. So I'm going to take Estee Secret Camouflage by Laura Mercier, and I'm going to use a Smashbox brush for that synthetic one, and I'm just going to take the lighter side and mix it in a little bit with the other side and cover that burn, because that is going to annoy me greatly, especially while I've pinned my fringe out the way. And you can see that just covers things really, really well. So if you have got any burn marks, and I'm just kind of tapping it on and then blending around the blemish. I find that's the best way to work with this. And this is quite a waxy formula, so it does set a lot better than anything too liquidy, especially if you've got something like a spot or a burn that you want to cover. And this bad boy's got to go, so let's get rid of him. Then I'm going to take Revlon Colorstay Concealer in 02, which I think is light pale. So I'm going to use a bit of that under my eyes. And I'm just going to pop that on. Using quite a lot here because I want it to be quite kind of light and vibrant. And I'm just going to start patting that in with that synthetic brush. So I am just literally taking that under the eyes and a little bit into that inner corner for a bit of brightness. And I'm just taking that kind of up to where our shading was. So I'm going to add a tiny bit more brightness just on the inner corner, and for that I'm going to use the Illuminating Touch Brightening Concealer by Collection, and this one is in 2 Natural. So I'm going to squeeze that up a little bit, and I'm just going to pop this a little bit lower down. I find that's where my kind of bluey bits still seep through. So same brush again, and I'm just going to pat that in just to use as a little bit of a highlight really. So I'm just patting that in. Next I'm going to powder, and I'm going to use my Healthy Balance by Bourjois because I just love this stuff. I've used it loads at the minute and I think it's better than some of my really expensive powders. So Japanese artist brush, and I'm just going to set that all in place. So a nice light dusting. Again with this you don't need a lot for it to work really well. So I'm leaving contour and blush till after I've done my lips. The lipstick I've gone for, I'm going to go with one by Revlon, which is quite a well-known one called Kiss Me Coral 750. And I've used this to death. It kind of looks orange in the pan, but it comes out sort of reddy orange on the lip, and it's a very good sort of late 40s, early 50s colour that has been around for many, many years, so it's kind of quite historic in itself, and I love that it still exists. So I'm going to start with my Shure Mirror lip brush, and I'm going to paint this onto my lips. So my card was just telling me it was full, so I've just had to jump up and take some stuff off my memory card. So hopefully I've sat back in the right place and the light hasn't changed too dramatically. So carrying on with Revlon Kiss Me Coral, I'm just going to take this all over first. I'm going to go a little bit over the edge of my lip. So I'm just going to round my lips up a little bit and give them a little bit more fullness basically. So for blush, I think I'm going to start with a bit of this one by Clarins, which is the Illuminating Cheek Colour in Sunset Coral, because I think this will go nicely with the kind of colours I've used. So I'm just going to take a bit of, one of my Crown brushes, blusher brush, and I'm just going to swirl this around. Now there is a bit of shimmer in this. Like I said, this is my kind of more modern version. So because we've got such a matte skin, I feel like we can add the littlest bit of kind of minimal shimmer, let's call it. I'm just kind of taking that through the tops of my cheekbones really, sort of through the cheek. So it's not contouring as such, but it is giving quite a nice definite amount of colour, and I'm going to take that a little bit into the temples as well. And so there you have it, guys. That's the Lauren Bacall tribute look, as sadly Lauren Bacall did pass away this year. So I thought it would be good to do a makeup tutorial. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I will take the hair clip out. I just literally did my hair with a curling tong. I held it the direction so the end of the tong was here, and then just wrapped it round each way along and then brushed it out lots, so you get kind of a soft sort of mimicking a 40s and 50s look. But like I said, I'm not a hair person, so this is just an interpretation of that look. So I think this would be really nice for an evening out. It's quite a wearable look still. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Please leave your suggestions of what you'd like to see next, and I will see you soon for more videos. Please subscribe and like, and I'll see you soon. Thanks very much, guys. Bye.